Hi guys, today we're joined by Sara from the Windsor Life Coach, and she's going to share her 3 steps to greatness, which will hopefully transform your life. Hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you about the 3 steps to greatness and what it takes to get there. I'm talking Sir Richard Branson great, Oprah level, Albert Einstein, or even Buddha level great. What do all of these people have in common? We know that these people weren't born into the level of greatness that they made in their life. So why do we see them as great? I think it's because they created a legacy, an imprint that inspired generations in their lifetime here. So how did they create this legacy that we're talking about? Well, if we rewind, a legacy is what you are remembered for. They thought, they acted and behaved in a way that to us, I guess, seems extraordinary. And I think it was great because they managed to create things different from what we see as regular. Now, I want to tell you a little secret. In neurolinguistic programming, which is the science behind human excellence, there's this idea called modeling, which means you look at people who've done it really good and you find a way of modeling it. Now, psychology also tells us that we become what we believe, meaning it's the stories that we tell ourselves that create the people that we become. For example, I was working with a client a couple of days ago and she had severe crowd anxiety. So for her, 10 or more females grouped together created a huge amount of anxiety with her. Now, why is it we don't all experience this? It's because we haven't pre-programmed the story that multiple women in groups are dangerous to us. Now, this story that she had is clearly not a helpful one if you're going to festivals or anywhere in public. But what if we pre-programmed stories that made us feel great? So let's talk about that 3-step formula to greatness. Number 1, courage. Courage is to break free of the mold, to experiment, to try something different. Courage is when you allow yourself to think outside of the box. Can you imagine how scary it must have felt for people that we see as great at first to go out and share their ideas? Think about Oprah, for example. She was in mainstream TV and somehow started talking all spiritual to a whole bunch of people that had never been exposed to this before. Or even think about the Buddha. The guy was a prince and he came out and then decided that none of this was for him. So courage is about taking a step that feels really scary because it will be totally outside of your comfort zone. This is a step where you completely move out of somewhere that you're so used to being so that you could try something new, something that feels good. And that's the major key there. Something that feels good but scary at the same time. Number 2, consistency. How does someone complete a marathon? Consistently putting one foot in front of the other the whole time. See, I think the universe is testing how much you believe in something. Do you believe it enough to put out the results consistently? Can you execute consistently? Can you improve upon it consistently? Consistency gets a bad rap for being boring, but I think when you found something that you can creatively rehash in a way that feels fresh to you, it will feel exciting, it will feel good. Consistency is building the habits and behaviors and programming them into your everyday life so that you are set up. It's like if you want a 6-pack, you need to work out consistently. If you want to get 1 million followers on Instagram, you need to post consistently. If you want to belly dance like Shakira, you gotta move consistently. And it's practice and repetition that helps create the automatic responses that make us really good at something. So when you know it's something good for you and it feels scary, just keep on doing it. 3, positive intent. Do you trust that things are going to be okay? Can you align with that feeling of believing in yourself? Can you create excitement and anticipation for greatness to welcome itself into your life? Thing is, fear of failure, fear of judgment are killers in society today. You might hear other coaches talking about self-limiting beliefs, and these are the ideas that got planted into our heads from childhood when someone made you feel like you're not good enough. And it's systemic within our society because you might have an exam where your results were crap. You may have played in a sports team where you just weren't as good as all the other kids. Or it could have been an expectation from one of your parents that made you feel really responsible for all the things that you were doing in your life. And these are the stories that start to get created that make you feel, again, like you're not good enough. And so when you are being courageous and doing something that feels scary, it's these self-limiting beliefs that are going to start to kick in to keep telling you that you can't do something. But positive intent is believing in you. So even when things get hairy, it's programming within yourself that you can figure this out. So the questions are, what do you need to be courageous about? Have you created a space where you can be consistent about it? And do you trust within yourself that you can make it work? Greatness doesn't have to be in your career or material outcomes. Greatness takes so many forms. It could be raising a child or just doing something that you love. Because yes, mums and dads, I see you out there with all the work that you're doing. But greatness just needs to be getting you into a space where you feel like you're doing something that feels so good. And all it takes is the 3 keys: courage, consistency, and positive intent. So tell me, when are you going to start being courageous about something?
So that was Sara from the Windsor Life Coach with her 3 steps to greatness. And I have to say, I'm very inspired and I'm definitely going to be applying those to my life. You know, it's all about consistency, finding the courage first and foremost, and having that positive intent to transform your life. I will see you in the next one.